this rabbi was pitching a movie idea to one of the biggest Hollywood producers. He starts to explain to him that there's this unbelievable story with a family of people that settle in the land, and over time they grow and populate, they become hundreds of thousands of people, and then the country that they're staying in decides to imprison them, turn them into slaves. Now, after much suffering and much crying, God, the creator of the world, decides he's going to come and take them out with miracles and plagues. And at this point, the movie producer's leaning over, eating up every word. He's like, wow, what an incredible idea. This is going to be the biggest hit of the year. And he asks him, by the way, what's the name of this movie? So the rabbi answers, oh, it's interesting you ask. The name of this movie is actually called Names. The producer's like, listen, the story's great. I think we'll make millions, but the title's got to go. And he thinks for a second and says, you know what? We'll call it Exodus. And history was made. When you look at the Chumash, so the second book which we're about to start to read is called Shemot, Names. But if you look on the English side, they translated it as Exodus. When the Greeks translated the Chumash, they looked at the biggest part of the book, and the essential theme of the book was the Jews coming out of Egypt. So they took that as the title. So the question is, what's the difference? What did the rabbis understand in this book that the movie producer or the Greeks did not understand? And the answer is, they looked at the glamour and the big event of Yetziat Mitzrayim, of coming out of Egypt, and they saw that as the main point of the book. But what they missed was that for God, making miracles is not such a big deal. He created the world, after all, which is a bigger miracle than the actual miracles that he did in Egypt. The bigger point that the rabbis understood is not the sense that God made miracles, but who he made them for. The idea of names being the name of this entire book that talks about the exile and subsequent redemption of the Jewish people is about really the story of the Jewish people, the names of Israel. And that's why the first verse reads, Ve'ele Shemot B'nei Yisrael. And these are the names of the Jewish people. When someone is given a name, it's very special. A name only fits one person. If you have a warehouse and you want to stock items, so you have to know how many numbers you have of each item. But the idea that we each have a name, whether it's the names of the tribes, the names of each person, for God, each Jew is special. The Torah teaches us that every single Jewish person is like a firstborn child. And so the proper name and the proper way to look at this entire book, which is the story of the Jewish people, is names. Because since we matter to Hashem, that's how he relates to us, on this intimate level of names.